This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by John Docherty over Zoom. John, how are you doing?
All good, pal. All good, pal. Just training away, just waiting on a fight date coming.
I can imagine this has been a frustrating period for yourself, John. Obviously, after a fighter loses, I imagine the first thing you want to do is get back in the ring and get back to winning ways. You had that chance coming up on what would have been May 7th, injury preventing that. Just talk to me about these past 6 or 7 months since the Cullen fight, and well, it's been longer than that now. But just kind of going back in the period since then, how have you found things? How frustrating has it been? You haven't had the chance to get back into the ring.
Oh, it's been mad. It's been hard, to be fair with you. Just obviously after the fight, I wasn't going to box again, and then all that situation. Then obviously, I signed with a new management team, RCS during that. So and I thought I was doing good, and then I got a fight, and basically I did a 12-week camp, and I fractured my rib in sparring, and then I had to get pulled out. So it all went pear-shaped, to be fair with you. So just now I'm just back. I'm back in Scotland just now, but I'm still training away, and I should be fighting at the end of August, beginning of September. But obviously I've got big news coming very soon, which I can't say much about, but it should be getting announced in the next few days.
What's the plan that has been set up with you, John? When you signed with LCS from the management position, what was the path that he had lined up for you?
Basically, just to get was to obviously fight that Russian, and after that, they'll fight for an intermediate title or something, and start getting my rankings up, and going for good, but doing the intermediate route and getting some titles under my belt. You know what I mean? But it never went quite to plan. So that was the plan, but I'm just waiting to get in there and get another fight now. I've never been in the ring for I don't know how long. Obviously with Jack Cullen, I think when I get in the ring, it'll be nearly a year. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Time does not wait for no one. You know what I mean? And but then again, I've been training with Grant much longer now, and it's given us much time to get our style together. You know what I mean? What he's been working with me, and I've been training hard with Grant, and I just can't wait to show everyone. I know I've been saying it in interviews to what I've been learning and what I've learned off Grant. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it.
Something I wanted to touch on as well, John, is that one of the biggest frustrations for yourself that you haven't had a chance to get into the ring to show the progression you've made since you've worked with Grant?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know what? Everyone's seen what I boxed like when I was amateur. I was a very good boxer. I was outboxing very good people. You know what I mean? And obviously, when I turned pro, I got into the situation where I was knocking out journeymen. I thought I was knocking out some world champions. You know what I mean? That's the way I got to look at it. I mean, and I turned very ignorant, and it just wasn't me. You know what I mean? But when I was doing it and not still knocking people out, I was thinking I was untouchable. And obviously, I hit a brick wall with Jack Cullen. You know what I mean? So I've learned a very big lesson, and I know not to be don't say no stupid things no more. And just I was very ignorant to even the journeyman. I was very ignorant to. You know what I mean? I knew I was going to win, but it was just the way I got fetched over. You know what I mean? I wasn't getting fetched over in a nice way. You know what I mean? So I've sorted it all out now, and everyone's basically, when I fight in this next fight, everyone's going to basically see me from amateur, how I boxed, and how Grant's developed me as well. And you know what I mean? And my boxing brain was there, but I just obviously forgot about it when I went to Tony Simmons' gym because I thought I could knock everyone over. You know what I mean? And I'm just looking forward to showing everyone my boxing brain and all the new moves they've been learning in the gym. You know what I mean? I've had a lot more shots. My defense has went a lot more better. Just everything. My boxing brain I just can't wait. I know I can keep talking about it. I spoke to another boys and told them about it, and the fight fell through, but I'm just looking forward to showing everyone what I've been working on, and yeah.
John, the humbling experience of a defeat, how much do you feel you'll benefit from it in the long run now? Having listened to you, it seems like it's going to work in your favour because it's allowed you to just reassess a few things with regards to your career.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say it cut off? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, John, with kind of that defeat, how much do you feel it might benefit you now on reflection, just because it's allowed you to reassess certain things with your career?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's even approaching the fight now, and I was so arrogant, you know what I mean? And that Jack Cullen obviously learnt me a big lesson, you know what I mean? I know that was me in the ring that night, and I can't pull no excuses. He beat me fair and well. But if I would have won that fight, I would have went back the same way again. You know what I mean? I'm glad that happened, and he's humbled me basically. I won't ever act like that again. And even before that, I'm always a quiet lad. Like even when I know people look at like videos and think, "Oh, he's a cocky, he's this and that," but I'm a very quiet lad, and I don't come over that way when I'm in person. You know what I mean? But obviously, I had to build a fight. You know what I mean, with Jack Cullen, and I thought I was going to walk through him, and obviously, I wasn't 100%. I wasn't 100% myself in the ring. You know what I mean? As everyone knows, and I can keep saying about it, but Jack Cullen's let me a big lesson, and I was that fight. Oh, it basically killed me inside. You know what I mean? Losing to obviously who I thought I was going to destroy, and then I got beat. You know what I mean? It hit me hard. It hit me very hard. You know what I mean? And I've learnt a lot from it. And even I know I've done 10 rounds in that, and I know I can grind it out. You know what I mean? I know I've got it in me to grind it out now. Yeah, so you'll see a completely different John Docherty. Even got to fight week press conferences, I just won't be like how I was. You know what I mean? And obviously, my boxing, that's what I'm looking forward to, showing everyone what I've been learning in the gym. So yeah, Jack Cullen definitely let me a lesson or two.
John, what's it been like seeing, Sonny Edwards, your new campmate, picking up a world title? Dalton Smith, he's had some impressive wins recently as well, most recently against Lee Appleyard. What's it been like to see their success, and obviously in Sonny's case becoming a world champion? How much more kind of motivation do you take from seeing Sonny do that up close?
I just obviously Sonny's been with Grant for I don't know how long ages since he was amateur, so it just shows how good Grant is. Grant is a very good trainer, and obviously he doesn't go on the videos and just tell everyone what he is and does. He just wants to keep quiet, and he does what he does. You know what I mean? And it's actually starting to show how good a trainer he is. You know what I mean? Obviously, seeing Sonny win the world title was unbelievable. Give us all the confidence boost. You know what I mean? Knowing we can do it, and we're obviously training from. Do you know what I mean? So it's a confident boost. And obviously, Dalton Smith, I know he's a lot better in English level, and it just shows. Obviously, that's their grandson. You know what I mean? So they've been working hard, and hard work pays off. And you can see what Grant, when he's in the gym with us, he shows all the boys his shots, and they get it off in the fights. You know what I mean? So and even the fitness coach, like the S&C coach and all that, you can see it's working. You know what I mean? When I was at the gym, I was thinking, well, will I be fit enough? You know what I mean? When you see Sonny doing that, dancing around for 12 rounds against the boy, keeps coming forward, it puts a bit of confidence back into you. You know what I mean? But obviously, when the world title, the gym's on a buzz just now. And as I said, I was looking forward to fighting, but it fell through. And I speak to Sonny all the time. You know what I mean? He always gives us bits and bobs, and we actually body spar. Me, Sonny, Dalton, there's loads of us. It doesn't matter how weight you're, all body spar. And like if you tap them, they'll like Grant will go, no tapping in here, you get a go. You know what I mean for it. So we all get on the gym, and if we don't see somebody else training hard, we always motivate them to go on harder. You know what I mean? So our gym's got a good vibe. And Grant, obviously, I've never known him that long. I obviously know his son through GB and all that, but I've known Grant for how long I've been there, so. I could actually put a lot of things into Grant. Like I believe him as a trainer, and I know how good he could be. But it's just I know everyone will be looking at this next fight and thinking how good John come on, and that's what Grant wants. Grant wants everyone watching me in this next fight to show them how good I've come on. You know what I mean? So I'm just looking forward to it.
Just wondering, John, have you got kind of a date in mind as to when we may see you back out?
I think end of August or the beginning of September. I think the end of August that's the one we're aiming for. But yeah, I don't know. Like that's what I've been told. So I'm going back into training next week, and then that's me in for camp. So the end of August that's what I'm looking for. Last week in August, but we could do with early September, because I think one of the boys is fighting end of August. So September, it'll be the end of August, the beginning of September, first week of September. That's the date we're looking for. So.
John, just want to get your thoughts on a few other topics before I let you go. We've spoken about Jack Cullen. He's got his own fight coming up against Avni Yildirim. What did you make of that, seeing that announcement, and what do you make of the fight itself?
I was surprised. I thought he was going to fight Zach Chillian for the, obviously, I think it was the final eliminator for the British, but I thought, why is he pulled out? I seen it on the British boxing board. They put up Jack Cullen withdraw, but I didn't know about his fight at the time. I said, what's he pulled out for that for? Obviously, he's pulled out for a better fight, and that's a good fight. I've never really watched much of that boy. All I've seen him get knocked out by Canelo, so that's all I've seen him. But Cullen, Cullen is a lot better boxer than everyone thinks he is. Looking at him, he doesn't think he wouldn't think he's that good. But I was in the ring with him, and I know how good he is. You know what I mean? And I thought he was going to put more pressure on me, and I was going to catch him more easier. But his boxing game was a lot better. And obviously that Egyptian coach looking at him and thinking, it'd be easy. Obviously he's looked at the last fight with me and thinking, we'll beat Jack Cullen easy. But it's not. I had that in my thought, and he's a lot harder to beat than what you think he is. Obviously my Felix Cash stopped him, I was thinking I'll walk through him. You know what I mean? He punched a lot harder than I thought as well. To be fair, he punched a lot harder. I think that was because I was so tired and I couldn't hold my hands up. But I hope. Listen, I'm backing Jack Cullen to win that fight, and I hope he wins it. I do. I've been a fan of him. You know what I mean? And obviously he's in the same weight division as me. And if he wins that fight, you never know what happens to the line with me and him. But I'm backing him to win, and I hopefully he does.
John, one man I just want to get your thoughts on as well is a past campmate of yours, Conor Benn. We've all seen some incredible improvements of his over these past few years. For someone who used to work closely with him, are you surprised at all by just how far Conor's come, or having seen him, how much more do you think he has to offer? How much better can he become?
He can come a lot better. Like, I know he knocked that boy out, stopped him on his feet his last fight, but I've seen him. He's a good fighter, him, and obviously he had no amateur background. When I first come to the gym, I think it was like I had a few fights, and you could see he was still quite novice. Now he's just, I can't see no novice in him no more. I sparred him just before I left, like a few months before I left actually, and he's a lot smaller than me, and I could feel his shots. My God, he punches hard. He's one hard hit at him for like what his weight is. You know what I mean? And he's improving a lot. Tony puts a lot of time into him. Like Tony does put a lot of time into Conor, and you can see the benefits. You know what I mean? Tony's always on Conor. They're always in the session by each other, like with each other in the session. You know what I mean? So Tony does put a lot of time into him, but then again, Connor's always at the gym. Last one, like he goes in the gym and he's in there for hours. You know what I mean? He always wants to learn, and Conor, it won't be far for a world title. Conor, I think he will win a world title, and I know it's a hard weight division. That's why I'm saying that, but Conor is capable of winning a world title. Trust me in that, and he's got much more to show than that last performance. Because obviously he didn't show really much. Everyone knows he can punch hard, but I'm telling you, he can punch seriously hard.
Conor's obviously fighting Adrian Granados next, but beyond that, he's spoken openly. He'd love somebody like a Sean Porter. Do you think he'd be ready for a test like Sean?
Not just now, I wouldn't say. So Sean Porter's a very good fighter, and I'm not saying he would give him a good fight just now, but to beat him, I would just wait for a few more fights. And I think Tony, I'm not his coach, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say Conor thinks he'll probably knock him out, and it most likely would. You know, you never know, but. I'd give him a few more fights, and Tony knows that. You know what I mean? Tony's even said it in interviews. So this fight he's having is in the right step, in the right way. You know what I mean? So I wish Conor all the best, and I wish all the boys, not Jim, all the best. I mean, I hopefully they all go win world titles. You know what I mean? I'm backing them all. But yeah, Conor Benn won't be far off a world title, Matt Award, you won't.
John, just moving forwards once again, moving back to your division rather. We saw Saul Canelo Alvarez beat Billy Joe Saunders. Beyond that, we're now seeing potential talks and hopefully the undisputed bout between Canelo and Caleb Plant. Just want to get your thoughts on it if we was to see Canelo versus Plant.
I just don't think he's fought no one the league of Canelo, you know what I mean? And I reckon Canelo stops him. And that's not just. I've seen a few of his fights and he looked very good, but the opponents he's fought to Canelo is nowhere near, and nowhere near the punch power of the Canelo. You know what I mean? He showed his last fight how hard Canelo punches. You know what I mean? I reckon he stops that Canelo Plant.
Then John, just final one to move on to. We haven't spoken since kind of the entire AJ Fury fallout. We'll now see the Wilder Fury 3 trilogy, or Fury Wilder trilogy rather, and what seems most likely AJ Usyk. I just want to get your thoughts on the entire situation and what do you make of both of those bouts?
Them fights here, they're not 100% wins for them to. Wilder's still got a puncher's chance, but I think Tyson Fury's broke his heart. I think he broke his heart. I think Fury knocks him out now. Knocks him out cold, actually. Not on his feet this time. They'll knock him out cold. And Usyk's a very good fighter, and it's. And then again, Joshua's got a puncher's chance. You know what I mean? He's a very good fighter, Usyk, and I think Joshua knows that. You know what I mean? Joshua won't be taking him lightly, and they're not 100%. But I reckon Tyson Fury's got the more better chance to win that fight. Like if it's 100% guaranteed, and I just, if it was my opinion, I'd put my money on. I'd put my money on Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury to win. Yeah, I hope for they do. It'll make a big, massive fight for them to. You know what I mean? If they to win that fight, but I do reckon Tyson Fury will stop him, and I think Usyk could beat Joshua. Though he can box, but I just think his size. I think Joshua stops him late.
Right, John, just before I let you go, a final word from yourself. Everybody who's waiting on your next announcement, everybody who's going to continue to support you and follow you, just a message to those.
Just everyone who dropped me, you all see that you shouldn't have dropped me, and everyone who's still supporting me, thanks very much. And there's some very big news coming very soon, and I just can't wait to get back in the ring and show all my support, what I've been working on, and thanks for sticking by me.
John, it's a pleasure to catch up with you once again. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for
Cheers, Paul. Thank you very much. Cheers.